Welcome back, everybody. I hope you're having a great day today. I've got some very interesting looking Am I the A-hole posts to read today, and also some Am I the Devil. Nez has come over to say hello today. She is so beautiful. Hello, you haven't been on camera in a little while, have you, Nettie? Nez, let me go. Definitely easier to hold Nez than it is to hold Jin. Okay, enough waffling. Subscribe if you want to, and let's get into this. Am I the a-hole if I divorce my husband for not wiping his butt? Yep, this is pretty much the title. My husband started saying that he's not going to wipe his butt anymore after using the restroom. He got it into his head that alpha males do not wipe. Therefore, he no longer is doing it. He has been for the past 2 days been walking around everywhere telling guys that alphas don't wipe. He's very serious about not wiping, and he's not listening to reasoning. I don't know what to do, and I fear that this might be the start of the end of our marriage. How do I convince him to wipe? So immediately I'd like to imagine that this is not real, but I'm pretty sure it is real. This isn't the first time that I've heard about guys not wiping because they're too manly. Oh yeah, I'm an alpha, so I can't wipe my butt. The top comment says, oh honey, you won't be divorcing him over wiping. You need to divorce him for his utter stupidity. Yeah, imagine falling for something so stupid. Well, I'm an alpha male, so I better stop wiping. Like, without even giving it a second thought. Yeah, the comment below that, well, that's enough internet for the day. The comment below that says, don't convince him to wipe, leave him. Or you might just start seeing skid marks around the house. Seriously though, if he is listening to alpha males rather than basic elementary school hygiene, that is a problem. The comment below that says, you married a moron, and for that reason alone, you should divorce. To be honest, yeah. Like, yeah, you married somebody who can't think for themselves. The comment below that one says, you can fix a dirty ass with soap. You cannot fix a dumbass. You should divorce him for using the word alpha. The comment below that one says, this can't be real. And OP's got a comment under that one that says, what's worse is the last time that he went to the bathroom, he didn't wash his hands because he said that he didn't touch anything, and flushed the toilet with his foot. No way. That can't be real, can it? He like reached his leg up so that he could do it with his foot. Nah. Okay, so under that comment that said this can't be real, OP said it's 100% real. This is the same guy that told me that masturbating would make him gay because he'd be touching a ding-dong. Wow, okay, I don't even have words for what we just read. And like, this guy is OP's husband. This is terrible. Like, obviously, he's got so much growing up to do. But even still, I don't feel like OP should stay with them. Like, there are red flags everywhere here. There are so many red flags, it's all you can see. And also, do they have children? Imagine if they did have children, or they're going to one day. Imagine the revolting, immature, toxic crap that he's going to try and teach his kids. That's actually sad. Yeah, once again, back to the top comment. Oh honey, you won't be divorcing him over wiping. You need to divorce him for his utter stupidity. Okay, post number 2. Am I the a-hole for refusing to cook in our kitchen because my wife decorated it? My wife and I, 37 male and 35 female, bought a house together 2 years ago. She had a laundry list of things that she absolutely had to have, but I only cared about one thing. I wanted a good kitchen with plenty of room to work. I've been cooking my whole life and I cook all the meals. We found a beautiful house that we both love and everything was fine. She added her flair to most of the rooms. I let her choose the paint and the furniture and the wall art. We both paid our share on everything and the house is gorgeous. I love it. She has great taste. However, a few months ago, she started talking about wanting to do the kitchen. I was open to it. It was now the only room in the house that hadn't gotten personalized, and it made it stick out. The problem was that she wanted to put random knickknacks all over the place. Every day she was coming home from the store with some new item, baskets with fake fruit, big ceramic pots of flour, we don't bake, book-sized wooden blocks with sweet sayings on them, a wine rack and an espresso machine, and we don't drink either, vinaigrette decanters with glittery liquid in them, decorative plates that sit on the cabinet shelves in front of the real dishes. It all came to a head when I found out that she'd put the toaster oven in the under cabinet and moved my big chopping block to above the fridge so that she can put a full surfing tray with 4 cups and saucers and a kettle set up in the middle of the counter like we're hosting afternoon tea, and we never do that. I told her I was not on board. The kitchen is the perfect size to get cooking done. Yeah, this is already kind of frustrating. Like, you need the space to be able to use it. You can't just cover every single space of the kitchen in something that you don't even use. I use the toaster oven 3 times a day and my butcher's block lives in that spot. It lives there because I use it all the time. I asked her where was even the space left for me to put down my 20 by 28 butcher's block. She started showing what could be moved over to accommodate the block, and I said that I wasn't moving stuff around every single time I wanted to cut a melon. She kept on saying that it wasn't a big deal and I'd get used to it. Yeah, but like you've said, you're the one who cooks all the meals, so it's pretty easy to say that it's not a big deal if you're not using the space all the time. But I stood firm on wanting all of this random stuff out of where I essentially work. She started crying and saying stuff like, you don't get to just decide what's what. So what, OP has no say in it? We tried talking about it again a few times and it always ends with her crying. I don't yell or anything. She just refuses to accept that I don't want a cute kitchen more than I want a useful one. I haven't cooked a full meal in our kitchen in 2 months. I make a few days worth at a time of rice or potatoes and a tray full of proteins, bags of salad or frozen soup. I pack it up in the fridge to eat as needed. She's invited to eat any of it, but she doesn't like leftovers. She recently realized that she's gaining weight, wasting tons of time in drive-through lines and paying lots of money for food that she doesn't even enjoy. So last night we tried once again to talk about the kitchen, and it ended with me saying, if it's so important, then just let me have the kitchen how it needs to be to cook right. She started crying again and accused me of blackmailing her health to win an argument. I gave up after that and we both had to leave for work before we could talk it over. I feel dead set that as the person actually using the kitchen, cooking tools should not have to compete for space with useless crap, and I refuse to cook in such a cumbersome way. What do y'all think? Edit, I saw a few people asking about my work situation. I work from home. Many days I have to get up before dawn to pick up paperwork at a close by job site, but my main job is done at home. Edit number 2, apparently people think that cooks a lot means he thinks he's an amazing cook. I never once said that I was some great chef. I'm sure I'm average as hell. I do use flour for coating and thickening stuff, but I don't need a whole container's worth on hand at all times. One bag lasts me months, and I was always told it's best to leave it in the bag that it came in, so it sits in the dark pantry. Maybe I'm ignorant, but I can only imagine that a baker needs 12 cups of flour ready to go. As far as the toaster oven, I use it to toast rolls, bolillos, and extra crispy tortillas. The regular oven takes too long to preheat for just a stack of tortillas or rolls, and I eat them daily. Yeah, the top comment, not the a-hole. She's choosing aesthetics over functionality. She started crying and saying stuff like, you don't get to just decide what's what. Yeah, the same goes for her too. Yeah, that's right. OP doesn't get to decide what's what, but you have final say on everything, do ya? The comment below that one says your wife is being manipulative, not you. You have valid reasons for wanting and not wanting certain things out or tucked away, not the a-hole. The comment below that says not the a-hole. How come she gets to decide what's what and you don't even get a comment? Hand her a box of tissues and tell her that when she's ready to have a grown-up discussion without the manipulative waterworks, you'll be ready to discuss it. Yeah, that one's pretty frustrating. Especially the part where they said that OP was blackmailing them, and also where they said that OP doesn't just get to decide what's what, while they are fully expecting that they get to decide what's what in the kitchen that they barely even use, when OP's the one who uses it every day and cooks all of the meals. The second top comment says the person who uses the kitchen, in this scenario you, should have a say in how and where things are placed in the environment of work. Putting a toaster oven that's used for almost every meal at a place where you need to move it every single time you want to cook it is stupid and inefficient and a pain. A kitchen's made to cook, not to showcase a bunch of junk. I get having a few decorations, but it needs to be functional first, not the a-hole. Yeah, completely. And the stuff that they're saying that they're putting in the kitchen, they don't even use anyway. An espresso machine when they don't drink espresso. A wine rack when they don't drink wine. Decorative plates that they don't even use. A full serving tray in the middle of the kitchen bench. 4 cups and saucers and a kettle set up in the middle of the counter that they never use. Yeah, this one is an overwhelming not the a-hole consensus. By the sounds of it, you haven't been super rude or super unreasonable. The comment below that one says, how do you stand all the crying? Seriously, she sounds manipulative with her cutesy crap ruining the room, but the crying would be the last straw for me. So obnoxious to cry when she doesn't get her way. The comment below that says, if she's not cooking, she hasn't got much of a say. She can do plenty to change the look of the kitchen without messing up counter space. Stick to your point, no cooking until you can use your kitchen. None of this is important in the scheme of things. She just wants it. She must be like this in other areas of your relationship as well, not the a-hole. Yeah, and so many comments are saying it as well, but the crying is manipulative. But OP's not being manipulative. And OP's definitely not blackmailing his partner. Like, yeah, by the sounds of it, OP's partner is just upset that she doesn't get 100% say on everything. And then has the audacity to say to OP, you don't get to just decide what's what, when that's all that she's trying to do. They need to come to an agreement together. It's not fair that one person gets to decide everything, and then when they don't get everything they want, they cry to try to make their partner feel guilty. Nah, that's not good. The next one says, am I the a-hole for taking my brother-in-law to small claims court for a prank? I recently took my brother-in-law to small claims court over a prank that he pulled on me, and now my wife and her family are furious. I need to know if I'm in the wrong here. A few months ago, we were at a family barbecue. I had a few too many beers and I fell asleep in a hammock with my shirt off. My brother-in-law, who was completely sober, thought it would be hilarious hilarious to fill my belly with super glue. At some point I must have touched it because when I woke up, I had glue partially dried in my belly button and on my finger. We tried to remove it, but it was stuck. The glue had adhered to my skin, and when we attempted to peel it off, caused some tearing around the edges. Unfortunately, my job's insurance has a $1,000 ER copay, but I had no choice. I had to go to the ER. They used a solvent and an ointment to remove the glue, and after everything, I was left with a medical bill of $2,250. I asked my brother-in-law to cover the cost since he caused the situation, and he refused. After trying to resolve it privately, I took him to small claims court, and I won. However, he still hasn't paid. This has caused a major rift in my family. My wife is upset, and her family thinks I overreacted. So, am I the a-hole for taking him to court over this? This guy was completely sober, did a stupid prank. You get hurt because of that stupid prank. He doesn't take any responsibility for it. And what, you're meant to foot a $2,000 bill? Come on. Edit, more info and update. The reason that my wife was upset is because her brother was going through a divorce and between jobs. Everyone knew that he did it. He even admitted it. He blames his ADHD. I don't want to garnish his pay. The reason I didn't try more to clean the glue off was because I've got scars in my navel from my gallbladder surgery about 3 years ago. My mother-in-law has offered to pay the bill, but she's on a fixed income, and I'd feel like an ass for taking her money. Of course, I'm the villain, and only my sister-in-law is on speaking terms with me. My wife is only barely on my side. It was her that took me to the ER, not thinking that it would cost that much. I figured that blood's thicker than water. I didn't expect this thread to blow up. Yeah, the top comment, not the a-hole. I can't believe your wife isn't with you on this. Prank shouldn't involve the ER. The comment below that says not the a-hole. What douches? And unfortunately, that includes your wife. The comment below that says not the a-hole. Your spouse should have your back. The comment below that says not the a-hole sounds like a whole family of a-holes who can dish it out but they can't take it. And the one below that says if my spouse was defending their sibling over this, I'd tell them to move out while I reconsider the relationship. Yeah, and also that's not a prank. Super glue is no joke. I watched a video about it the other day. Like even if you stick your hands together, you've got a hard time getting your hands apart without ripping off half of your skin. Like so many comments are saying, putting some whipped cream on somebody's hand and like tickling their nose, that's a prank. Filling up somebody else's belly button with super glue, that's not a prank. By the way, everybody, if you've ever wondered what keeps me going during these episodes, it's apple juice. 100%. It's the only thing that keeps me sane when I read these. Right, okay, the next one is an Am I the Devil post. Am I the a-hole for not wanting my dad to walk me down the aisle because he's in a wheelchair? About 3 years ago, my dad was injured in a really bad hit-and-run car accident. He broke just about every bone in his body, and from the waist down, it left him paralyzed. Our relationship has always been really good, but I hate seeing him in pain, and admittedly try to avoid seeing him because it just makes me uncomfortable. In November, I'm getting married. I've been with my fiance for 4 years and he and my dad get along really well. Naturally, the discussion of who was going to give me away came up in the family group chat, and I kept silent after I realized that my dad would be in a wheelchair. We always talked about him giving me away and having a dance at my wedding, and I don't want to be reminded of what could have been at my wedding. I messaged my mum privately and I told her that I want my uncle to walk me down the aisle, as we're incredibly close. She naturally asked why, and I told her that my dad being in a wheelchair would add complications to the wedding. The walkway would have to be widened to accommodate his wheelchair, and he wouldn't be able to hold my arm or give me a proper hug. She was outraged and called me an ableist piece of crap and removed me from the group chat. My aunt has since been calling me and telling me that my dad is absolutely devastated. Am I the a-hole? Update. I appreciate all the people who have messaged me offering me support. Your kind words have meant a lot to me while rifling through a bunch of messages telling me to do horrible stuff to myself. Regardless of what you think of me, telling me these things isn't okay. I'm gonna call my dad tomorrow. Update 2, can people please stop messaging me such horrendous stuff? Think about what you're saying. You may not agree with me or my life, but you're just as bad as I apparently am if you're going around saying stuff like that to strangers on the internet. Update, not that I owe it to anybody, but I thought I'd give you all an update. My boyfriend and I have decided to part ways, and I've apologized to my dad. Wow, yeah, okay, that one was sad. One of the top comments says, I didn't need to read your post before saying to myself, yup, you the a-hole. Then I actually read your post about how you're avoiding your father because his disability makes you uncomfortable, and about how your concerns for your wedding are so petty. And I've revised my previous position. You the a-hole, but not just that, you're one of the biggest a-holes I've seen on this subreddit. If I was related to you, I'd be ashamed. And if I was your fiance, I'd take this as a sign that our wedding vows would only be good until I had an accident and got disabled. Then I could bet on you abandoning me because of your shallowness. You deserve all the crap that you're getting from this post. The top comment says, I think you've heard enough that you the a-hole. I want to paint you a picture. Think about all the times that your dad was there for you. He probably helped you learn to ride a bike. He was probably there for you to kiss any boo-boos away when you were little. He probably tried to give you an example of what a good man is. And he probably dreamed of giving you away someday to said good man. I bet he dreamed of someday having his grandchild in his arms and getting down on the floor to build blocks with them, play with them, and love them as much as he loves you. Now think about the dreams that you have for yourself and your future husband. Imagine those dreams being ripped away because of an accident and having to make new dreams. That would hurt and probably destroy you at first. Now imagine the people that you love stepping away from you when you need them most because they can't see you go through hard times. And now please step in your car, drive to your parents' house and apologize and grovel. Be better, for I possibly can't imagine this was how you were raised. A family that loves each other sticks together. Picture your wedding day without your dad there. I bet that's not a pretty picture. Your wedding day isn't about a day to get dolled up and take nice pictures. It's about combining two people who love each other. It's about commitment and it's a celebration of love. I don't think anybody in this world could possibly love you any more than your parents. At least that's how it should be. And you're denying your father's dream because it slightly inconveniences you. I bet he hates knowing that he can't give you a normal send-off or give you a normal father-daughter dance. But 30 years from now, when he's no longer with you, you'll remember the way that he gripped your hand and looked at you before you started that walk towards your husband. You'll remember the proud look that he had on his face when he put your hand in your husband's. And you'll remember the modified dance that you did when all eyes were on you and your dad. And he told you how proud he was and how beautiful you looked. You can probably see it in his face when you watch your wedding video or photos. Sit on his lap if you have to, but don't take this precious moment away from your dad. And don't take it away from yourself. You will regret it. Go make it right. Good luck. Okay, I feel like we should move on after that post. The next one is also on Am I the Devil? Am I the a-hole for being angry at my girlfriend because she didn't call a taxi? I'm sick. I'm better now, but last week I couldn't handle it. So me, 27 female, and her, 26, got in a taxi and went to the hospital. Unfortunately, the first hospital was too crowded. There were people even outside. No one knew what was going on. We left in the same taxi. We went to the second one. The waiting time was 4 hours. The doctor still didn't come. We went to the third hospital. I've been there a few times and I have to say it does have good doctors, but getting out is awful. I waited for a taxi for half an hour last time. Buses run once an hour. Doctor saw me after 10 minutes. Then the whole thing took 2 or 3 hours. They wanted to check my blood pressure, etc. Finally, they gave me an IV, and when it finished, the doctor told me that he's going to be right back and prescribed me some meds. While I was waiting for him, I went out into the hallway and I told my girlfriend to call a taxi already. She complained a bit, but I told her not to worry and I pay for everything. So even if taxi arrives too soon this time, it won't be a problem. She left the hospital. I left after another 15 minutes and then I saw her sitting on a bench near parking, typing something on her phone. She had shopping bags next to her. I asked her what she was doing. She said that she was calling a taxi. I asked her what she had been doing earlier. She said that she'd gone to a nearby store and bought her some food. I asked her if she could have called a taxi at that time. She said I still had to go to the pharmacy and the taxi would definitely be there by then. Great, the pharmacy was right by the hospital. It took me 5 minutes to get there and back. There was no taxi. There wasn't one after another 10 minutes or after 20. We waited 40. By this time I was feeling tired and angry. I was dizzy and I wanted to go to the bathroom and then go to bed. I didn't have the strength to argue, so the entire ride was in silence. But when we got back, my girlfriend said, "Wow, it's already that late? I can't believe it took us this long." I told her maybe it'd go faster if you listened to what I was telling you. And then I go to sleep. In the morning, she first didn't want to talk to me. And then when my family arrived, she started complaining that I yelled at her and that how was she supposed to know that it was going to take that long this time too. Later, when alone, she said that the whole situation was stressful and that she just wanted to help and at least buy some food. I replied, "I understand that you're stressed, but I literally asked you for something. You literally know that there's a long wait for any transport there, but you still chose to wait until I left the doctor's. And I was tired too and I really wanted to go home." She asked if I was still angry and I replied, "Just a little. I'm mostly still tired." I thought that we were over it after that, but then I got a text from a mutual friend saying that I overreacted. This week my girlfriend is still cold and keeps on bringing it up. We left home at 6 p.m. We returned at 11 p.m. Edit. Okay, yeah, my girlfriend's coming back in 10 minutes. I'm waiting for her with dinner and then we're going to talk. It was nice to argue, but I still have to change clothes and take shower, so I think I'll end it here. Edit 2. We both had a conversation while eating her favorite dishes made by me as an apology. Of course, I also told her that I was sorry. I told her that I felt overwhelmed and frustrated that day. Of course, I'm grateful to her for being there for me and for thinking about shopping, but that day I only saw negative things and I wanted to go home. She also apologized for a comment that she made at home and with my parents. She admitted that she did so hoping for some kind of reaction because she was so pissed off that I was right and the taxi arrived late. Then we both complained that it was cold and we were pissed and tired. I'm taking her on a date next week. I guess it will be fine. And I still need to sign up for a gastroscopy. Last edit. Anyway, time for a massage for her from me. And the account is no longer needed, so I'm deleting it. Finally, thank you for for all the opinions, although I admit that Reddit and you'll definitely break up over one bad experience never stops to amaze me. The top comment says, this is so exhausting. Couldn't you call the taxi yourself instead of throwing a tantrum? And don't use the card I was too weak or ill to call a taxi, because throwing that tantrum cost more energy than making a simple call. The comment below that one says, for you to not be appreciative at all, only focusing on the taxi wait after she went to nearly 4 hospitals with you and buying your dinner, and you can't just suck up the 40-minute wait and give us some grace? That's so childish of you. You the a-hole. And the comment below that one says she went to the hospital with you, standing with you for hours, and even gets the food for you too. I mean, yeah, you are sick, but she's also taking care of you all of that time. So you the a-hole for shouting, but yeah, you were also sick, and sick people tend to be irritated by minor things, so talk to her about it. But yeah, it's your fault. And the comment below that one says, you the a-hole, you sound like a whiny entitled ass. You weren't that sick if you could jump 3 hospitals. You're just an impatient baby. Yeah, very much a you the a-hole consensus. Yeah, like the comments are saying, I understand that you're sick and you don't feel well and you're probably irritated, but yeah, talk about making an issue that didn't need to happen. And OP's girlfriend didn't deserve this. OP's girlfriend was supporting OP the whole night. They were being helpful the whole time. Yeah, like the top comment said, so exhausting. Couldn't you call the taxi yourself instead of having a tantrum? Okay, no more am I the devil. The next one says, am I the a-hole for refusing to pay for my girlfriend's haircut after she donated her hair? So my 26 male girlfriend, 25 female, has been growing her hair out for years. She always thought that she wanted to donate it, and I thought that was a great idea. I even told her that it was really sweet of her to do that. Well, last weekend she finally did it. She chopped off over 12 inches and donated it to a charity that makes wigs for kids with cancer. Amazing, right? Except now she hates how short her hair is. She says that she feels ugly, she misses her long hair, and she's been super upset about it. She's booked an expensive hair appointment at a salon to quote-unquote fix it. Layers, color, extensions, I don't even know. And then she sent me the bill. Over $500 expecting me to cover it. Her reasoning? She donated her hair to do something good, and I should support her because I encouraged her to do it. I told her that while I think what she did was amazing, I never told her to donate her hair. That was her decision. And I don't think it's fair to expect me to pay for her to quote-unquote fix it now. She got really upset and said that I was being unsupportive and selfish. Wow. And now she's barely speaking to me. Am I the a-hole? No, definitely not. The top comment, she's an adult. She made a decision. She should know that the consequences of her decision fall on her. Do not pay for these hair extensions. Not the a-hole. The comment below that says, not the a-hole. You don't get volunteered for a gift. This is highly manipulative behavior. Yeah, said that you were unsupportive and selfish and now barely speaking to OP. Trying to make OP feel guilty. The comment below the other one that we read says, the fact that she didn't even ask you about it beforehand tells me everything I need to know about her, not the a-hole. After what we've read today, I want to read something wholesome. I feel like everybody needs to see this very important picture of a squirrel being hit by a sudden gust of wind. Oh, that's so cute. I love that so much. The beautiful little baby. Oh my god, is that Smaug in Erebor? It all belongs to her. The beautiful little kitty with her treasure hoard. That is so cute. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you had a great time today. The comment of the day goes to Sam. Jin's growing tolerance of being held is so wonderful to see on screen. He went from instant squirmies to a few seconds before squirmies, and it's just so wholesome to see a cat deciding, yeah, alright, I'll let you do this for just a moment, because it clearly makes you happy. I'm imagining a year from now and Jin's letting you hold him for a whole minute. Yeah, he definitely is getting better at being held, and thank you for commenting that. He's such a beautiful cat. I love him so much. I really do hope that when I have the cat bed here right next to me that he'll sleep on it. I feel like Nez would sleep on it for an entire episode, but yeah, I'm hoping that Jin uses it too. Beautiful kitty cats. Okay, I'm out of here. Thank you for the support, everybody. I really appreciate it. I love making these episodes, and it makes me so happy that you enjoy them. I'm already excited for the next episode. As always, make sure you look after yourself and make sure you have a beautiful, amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye!